That's good.
Better.
So what's the magic button there? What is that?
This thing,
Yeah.
it's the throttle only, so that I can just rev it in neutral.
Gotcha. So there's a forward and a backward with that?
Yep. Well, yeah, you can do throttle only and forward or back. Uh-oh. I'm hoping that's just because it's a little cold.
So is forward and backward the same since it's in neutral, or is there actually different functions?
No, it's the same. I'm not sure how it mechanically does that, but
Somehow it does.
yeah. So let me see the water. It was leaking a little bit yesterday. Yeah, it's leaking a little bit. I think when we get out, I just want to get out of the ramp, so then I'll tighten that stuff up. It's a small leak.
Bill's pump work?
Yeah. I don't know if it's quite high enough yet. Oh yeah, it's it's working.
Is that the white guy right there?
Yeah. All kinds of gross stuff. Right at 750 where it should be. I think it's okay. I was going to bump up the idle a little bit, but I think we're okay to get out of here. Yeah.
I'm trying to put it in the trailer. What's the guy not happy about? He's like, oh, my buddy that pulled the chiller doesn't like where he's at. We just have to have light vest in the boat, right?
Right. We're under 16 or 14, I can't remember. You have to have it on.
So is this already an improvement,
Oh,
or
yeah.
is this you always get this far and then it goes south? It sounds like it's running really smooth.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it, but sometimes I would be able to get out to the open water, and then as soon as I, got on it, it would die. Basically you'll hear it go like a sucking sound, and it's that fuel restriction. It's just not getting the fuel. So if it makes that sound, then we're probably gonna have to idle it back. But I'd be shocked. I'm not gonna go super fast. I usually only go up to like, I don't know, 25. It can do 50, but I don't really feel like going fast. I just want to make sure that it's running, reliably. So I gotta wire that radio in too one of these days. That's the other project. But what I was thinking about doing was having its own separate battery, so I wouldn't have to worry about killing the main battery if I, listen to the radio too long or something. So I got one of those. I forget what it's called, but basically you can hook your alternator to it and then charge dual batteries, and it'll let you draw from just one, so it doesn't, draw from both or something like that.
A little widget for it?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I have all that stuff, I just haven't hooked it up. More concerned about the engine.
Yeah, the engine doesn't work. Doesn't really matter if you have a nice radio.
Right, I think that only makes sense.
What needs to happen to get the fish finder done? Is it just moving a wire, or
Just these wires need power, basically. I've got the transducers all hooked up and everything.
so the hard part's already done?
Yeah. It was. By the time I was done, I thought, that was too much work, and I didn't feel like doing this last little bit. But the only thing I don't like about this boat is it doesn't seem to track very well straight. I'm like constantly having to mess with it.
Yeah, but I think it's just.
Oh, maybe it just does it. Maybe it just. I guess it kind of naturally. See that?
I think it's the wind that catches it. The problem is the wind. Oh, it comes back. It's weird.
Maybe it's just because it's a relatively short boat.
Well, it's short and it's pretty deep in the water too.
Yeah. I don't know, everything looks good so far. Fuel gauge works. I still haven't really figured out the theory behind trim, but I think you're supposed to start at full down, and as you get faster, you're supposed to trim up. But physically, I don't understand why.
You want to get the boat so it sits flat in the water, I thought.
Yeah.
And when you.
Well, it'll get up on plane regardless of the
But I don't
trim,
think I don't think it's level when it gets up on plane though.
Oh.
Usually, so yours doesn't have it. A lot of them have a mark that's almost at the
Oh.
quarter, and then essentially when you're in plane, you can bump it up to that, and that's what they,
I
they show a
see.
separate mark that's on there. And is typically where they run, not where they want it, where it wants to be.
Yeah. I see.
Well, it could be too that just because the boat's short enough and the heaviness of it, I turn it off.
Yeah, I probably don't.
So low battery. It might just be that it behaves differently and that it's less critical on a boat. I don't know, that's noticeable that if you don't trim that, the nose will be up in the air.
Yeah.
And then they'll adjust it and it'll come flat.
Well, you'll see. This thing likes to get pretty nose high. It's like my
So is
epoxy
the
job
channel
here.
there, or is the channel there?
No, the channel's to the right. That's dangerous there. That's just like a submerged piece of concrete. I think the lake used to be a lot lower or something. I don't know, but it's weird. I had to.
The wiring there? Is
Yeah.
hanging?
Oh yeah, it's definitely not running. Oh yeah, it used to die right away. I don't think there's anything we have to do, to be honest. Stay warm. back to idle and see if it keeps running. Yep. Huh. $800. Damn, I got that just about perfect then. I really don't think there's anything I need to do. The only thing
Slow down.
Yeah, now it's down to 700. But that's really just...
Yeah, it's not. It's gonna die.
Yeah. Yep.
Slow.
A little bit. So I need a flat for that. Seems to be holding steady. Oh yeah, I gotta fix that leak too.
Let's see.
One of the drain petcocks, I didn't fully get it seated, I guess, so it's leaking seawater.
Make sure you don't go and get your own car.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea. You can shut it down, because, yeah. That would not be good.
Oh, it's actually dripping out of the engine?
The drain. Can you get a little bit smaller than that? A little bit smaller than 3/4? Yeah, that might be the winner. Nope, a little bit smaller than that. That's why you bring them all, right? A little bit smaller than that. Jesus. Apparently I can't eyeball. I'm usually spot on with estimates. There. Oh yeah, it's like finger loose. That's why.
That would do it.
Not even close.
So is that essentially the cooling water?
Yep. Yeah, the actual mercury recommended winterization is just open these guys up, and I do that and then blow air through. But these guys that fill their blocks with antifreeze, I guess it's fine. But then you can't use the boat if there's a nice day. Plus, I don't know, maybe there's corrosion inhibitors in the antifreeze, but I just do what mercury says to do. All right, so that is that, and then
This exhaust here, what's these guys?
yeah, exhaust headers down right out through the outdrive.
So where's the exhaust mixed with the water? Is it at the bottom?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
actually air in there.
Right. And then these are the crankcase vents. PCV basically. It came with them not there, I think. I put them on just because it keeps the nastiness level down. I think that's part of the reason why this whole engine bay was just kind of like that filthy.
Schmoo everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, there's one of these tubes that's loose too. Boy, I didn't tighten anything. That was an easy fix there. I think it's just these two. I didn't see any leaks over there. Any can't even talk. Any dripping over there?
I don't hear any anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I don't really want to sell the boat now. Now that it actually gets up on plane and goes. Alright. What do you think of these seats? I got them on the internet.
Oh, really?
Yep. I built frames for them. So they're not attached right now, but they're the
Oh,
kind
gotcha.
that
Okay.
they'll fold out into.
Were the other ones dead, or did they not have them? What was the?
They were
original?
basically the same exact thing, but they were just the upholstery was gone.
Yeah, I remember the inside was trash. I
Yeah.
don't remember what the.
So I'd like to drill
Was
bolts.
this redone by you?
Yeah. I did this one first, and I did this one, and I think I'm gonna redo this one with this fabric.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's more subdued.
I got it at value. They're outdoor carpeting.
Nice.
All right, you ready to push on?
Yeah.
All right. What do we got going on here? I should have brought some starting fluid. Can I have a little tiny wrench? I just want to peer down into the carb and make sure that it's like too smaller than that. Here. Washer on top of there. It's flooded. Why is it actively flooding? Okay, hang on, I gotta open it up, I guess. That needle's sticking again, but it's sticking in the wrong position. Not flooded now. I'll have to work on that. Fortunately, I know how to start a flooded engine because Cessnas have a tendency to do that.
So was that you just opened the throttle all the way up, or was...
Yeah, because the throttle plates are closed and there's like an inch of fuel sitting on there, and it was still pouring in because there's pressure in here, and that needle is stuck open, so it was just filling with fuel. So yeah, if you open it all the way up and let it clear out.
Was that filling with fuel when you were trying to start it, or just sitting there? It was residual pressure.
It was residual. Yeah, eventually it'll stop flooding, and then all that stuff, if you open up the throttle plates, it'll drain out. But explosive starting works too. All right. It takes a while, right?
Try your trim a little bit while you're there. See if that extreme. like